What's going on YouTube? My name is Mr. Crippled and today we are going to be talking about Scylla's aspect. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to keep up with any future content, I will be leaving my link to my Twitch and my Discord in the description below. Now, the main thing about this aspect is that this aspect is hot crap. It sucks. This is easily one of the worst, if not the worst, aspect in the game. It takes a dang near perfectly designed character, for being broken, obviously, but takes a perfectly designed character that's well OP and gives her an aspect that not only functionally makes her worse, but probably one of the worst mages in the game. Okay? Okay. Now, to understand why it's bad, and to see what we can do to buff it, we need to understand how it works. Okay? Okay. So, the first thing you're going to notice when you turn the aspect on, immediately, is that one, you start off at 0 mana, however, none of your abilities cost mana. Now, all of your abilities give you mana whenever you hit something. Whether it's a hit something with your abilities, whether it's a lane minion or a enemy god. And it'll always give you mana for each ability hit. This does include the auto attack that you get after using your 3. You do gain mana off of that, as you can see. But as you're hitting abilities, you will gain mana towards your max. Now, why is this important? Well, the other thing you need to take notice is that my ultimate is currently red out, which means I cannot use it. And the only way to be able to use it is once I hit maximum mana. So you're sitting here, using all your abilities, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the battle reset. Now you're at max mana, and as you can see, now I have access to my ultimate. There is a lot of things changing with this ultimate. The first major thing that you need to know is that your ultimate scales with your maximum mana. So the bigger your mana pool is, the harder your ultimate is going to hit. The second thing we need to take note of is the changes of its functionality. So, whenever you use the ultimate in base Scylla, if you kill somebody with the ultimate, it resets the cooldowns and allows you to get an extra cast. That is not the case with the aspect version. The aspect version gives you a guaranteed 3 charges to shoot your ultimate. So, basically, 1, 2, 3. You get 3 charges. And, again, as you can see, once I use the ultimate, my mana is set all the way back to 0, meaning I have to build up my mana back to be able to use my ult. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is the changes to how the stacking works with the passive on I'm a Monster ultimate. So if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, right above my health bar and my mana bar, there is a little symbol right there that has the number 0. You can see it right there. Now, every time you hit an ultimate, whether it's the aspect version or the regular version, you will gain a stack. If you kill somebody, you'll gain 3 stacks. With the base version of Scylla, the more stacks you have, once at maximum rank, your ultimate will do more damage equal to the double the amount of the amount of stacks that you have. I believe it's double the amount. You gain like a bit of extra more magical damage. Something like that. Basically, it'll make your ultimate hit harder. In the aspect version, instead, what it will do is that every time you hit the ultimate, you'll gain mana. Your maximum mana pool will go up. So, let's go ahead and just rebuild this real quick. Yada. Resetting cooldowns. Okay. So as you can see, my mana is at 501, no stacks. If I ult and I hit, I gain a stack, and my mana goes up by 20. I do it again. Now it's up by 50. Do it again. Now it's up by another 20. So every single time I ult, and every single hit of that ult will give me a charge. If I kill somebody, I'll gain 3 charges. And it changes what the ultimate does for you once it's at maximum mana. Because before, you can't really do the increased damage thing because, well, they had to change it. So the aspect version makes it to where your maximum mana is increased once you hit level 20. Okay? Okay. That's basically everything about this aspect. Here's the bad stuff about why this aspect is so bad. Okay? The first thing that you're going to notice is that no matter what you do, you cannot influence the amount of mana that you gain for hitting your abilities. It will always be a fixed amount, no matter how hard you try. So if you slap on CD, so let's say you put on CDR, right? Or let's put on something that gives you mana regen. Let's see, max mana. Actually, is there any? Here we go. Mana regen. Book of Thoth. Probably something that you would initially think would be like the best card to build on her, right? Because, you know, maximum mana, you get more damage, right? But as you can see, the amount of mana you gain from this ability is basically still the same. It will not go up. That's the first thing. And if, as you can see again, Book of Thoth has MP5 on it, mana regen. And you're supposed to gain 4 mana, I think like every second. That way you can start regenerating your mana back. But with this aspect on, it turns off mana regen. So you can't even passively generate your mana back to full. That's the first issue. Here's the second issue, right? And this is just from a fundamental standpoint. As you can see, my mana is not full. It's at 936. Let's say I'm in lane. I'm still level 5, so I'm building up my mana, right? Okay. Let's just say, because, you know, by this point, I could have a Book of Thoth on. So it's going to take me longer to generate my mana back. Or generate to full, right? Okay. So, I'm now level 5. I have my ult. And I'm waiting for a good engagement so I can use it and get charges. Here's a quality of life problem. If I level up, in the middle of a fight, my maximum mana is changed. See? So now I'm not at full, which means I can't cast my ultimate now. So let's say I used all my abilities, because I'm at level 5, right? And I'm trying to kill this person. I'm getting ready to kill this person, and then the wave dies. And then right before I hit my ultimate, the wave dies, and it puts me at level 6. Now I don't have my maximum mana anymore. So now I can't ult. That's a huge problem. Right? On top of the fact that as the game goes along, your maximum mana is just going to keep increasing because, you know, you still have to get your stacks. You still have to do that, right? Because you want this to hit as hard as possible, and you want your mana to go up so this ultimate can hit harder. But the problem is it's a double-edged sword, because now that I have more mana, it's going to take longer for me to build back up to it. So, the curse here is now that you want to build items that give you a lot of CDR. Right? Because you want to be able to spam as often as possible so you can get to your big ult. The problem is that none of the CDR cards give a good amount of mana or any mana at all. So you're actually losing damage on your ultimate because you're trying to build CDR to build up to your ultimate. Well, the other option that you could possibly have, right, is like, okay, hey, Book of Thoth, right? You can start building a bunch of power so you can build, right? So your ultimate can hit hard. But the problem is, because you're building so many mana items, now it's going to take you longer to even get to that ultimate in the first place. You see where the issue is starting to come into play? No matter what you do, you're losing something, and that something that you're losing is too important to lose. Because you need mana to be able to ult. But you also need mana. Not even need mana to ult. You need mana to do more damage with your ult. But you need CDR so you can get to your ult quicker. But if you build nothing but CDR, you're going to do no damage. But if you build mana, not only will you not cycle through your abilities quick enough, but your ultimate is going to take way too long to even build to your ultimate in the first place. And when you do get your ultimate, when you finally do get your ult, right? Let's just test this real quick, okay? Let's say you finally do get your ult, right? We're going to do this together. We're going to officially do this together, okay? Okay, take it forever. Notice how when I didn't have any mana items, it only took me 2 rotations of resetting my cooldowns for me to hit maximum mana. But because I built Book of Thoth and Doom Orb, now it's taking me 3 or 4 tries. That's actually abysmal. So let's do something like a normal generic build, something that you maybe see with this, right? Okay, so I would still put Polynomical on her because it's stupid on her. I would probably do this. I would do this, and then probably Conduit Gem, and then let's hit level 20. Oh, I forgot. I'm level 20 now, so my maximum mana changed, right? So now I still have to build up this passive. But oh, look how long it's taking. It's taking so long. I can't even. This is horrible. This is just a live demonstration about how bad this is. Right? Because I'm desperately trying to show you how good this is, but you can see it takes too long to build this up. Way too long. Reset cooldown. Okay, after all of that, I finally have my abilities. Okay? Okay. And I have my Book of Thoth fully charged. Now, let's see this. Okay? Because in theory, if you hit all three, this should kill. Right? Ultimate should just kill somebody. Oh, wait, I'm not at maximum mana still. There we go. In theory, this should just kill this person, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, you're probably going to be looking at that and be like, hey, that seems fine. The ultimate's doing plenty of damage. What's the problem? Well, here's a problem for you. The very first problem is the fact that that took an entire ult charge to kill one person, and during that entire time, not only did the bot have to stand still, so realistically speaking, you're not going to hit that person 3 times, but also, you are a sitting duck in the middle of that ultimate. Because guess what else they took away from you in this aspect? That's right, your movement speed in your ultimate. So you're going to be moving at a snail's pace while using this CC immune ult that can only kill, really, one person. Unless they're stupid and they all stand next to each other like a bunch of, I don't know, bots standing on top of each other like this, so you can just get free casts on ultimate on multiple people. But the problem is, on top of that, is that it just takes too long. It takes too long to get everything set up. And it sucks because base Scylla is so good. This version of Scylla is really good. But she doesn't have an ultimate to compensate for it. So, I think this aspect is horrible. Now, how could they fix this to make this a little bit more interesting? Well, I've seen a lot of people say, well, she should just have access to her ultimate at level 1. It's just going to do reduced damage because, you know, she's level 1. It's not really going to do any damage because she doesn't have any points to it. I think that's kind of boring. It's really disappointing when you get an aspect like this and something like Ganesha comes out and it changes a character who's potentially just B to A tier to S tier immediately, and then you get something like this and it's horrible. It just doesn't make any sense. So, here's what I think they need to do. 1, they need to allow for MP5 to affect your mana pool, so you can actually get mana back. Right? That's the first change. That's the first thing. Or, they could also do this. I think that the amount of mana that you get from the abilities should always... the number value shouldn't be the same. The amount it gives on the bar should be the same. So, to put this in the simplest terms I can think of, basically, you should only have to do maybe 2 or 3 rotations of your abilities like this to be able to fully max out your mana bar with a build like this. No matter what, every single time it should take you 2 or 3 abilities to fully charge this up. And to compensate for that, they should reduce the amount of damage the ultimate does. That way you could spam it more, you know, and potentially have a threatening ult that's just there for just a bunch of damage at one point, like good poke. Or it could actually make this aspect a threat to actually do damage. Because it just takes too long to set this up. It just does. Right? And the problem with this aspect too, in my opinion, is that she's already a good DPS, right? She's already doing dumb damage in the base form. This version of her is completely unnecessary. There's nowhere else that this build would fit unless it's mid. It's just another DPS thing. It's not like Rama, where it kind of does a really good give and take. You always have your one aspect, so you have a ability that can shoot through walls and slow you at the cost of your attack speed, right? It's not like something like that actually does kind of help Rama, but at the end of the day, he's still kind of bad. Scylla didn't need this to do damage. She already did great damage. This just basically takes a tool away from her. It's basically like doing a level 1 run in a Souls-like. There's no point to do it. You're just doing it because you want to do it. So, what they could have done would be something like Agni. Something else they could have done with this asset. Something like Agni, where you turn her into an ADC, right? Instead of her passive giving her intelligence, you make it to where it gives her like attack speed and basic attack damage. So that way, whenever her abilities hit max rank, she gets more attack speed and more more attack speed and more basic attack damage. That would have been funny because I've seen attack speed Scylla. Imagine getting rooted and then autoed all the way to death, and then the ultimate. If you really wanted to change the like the stacking value of it, what they could have done instead is that, I don't know, instead of giving power, instead of giving intelligence, and instead of giving max mana like this one does, it could be for every stack you gain attack speed, right? And make it to where she can't gain attack speed from items the full amount. Instead, make it to where it only gives her half the amount or a quarter of the amount of the attack speed that I would normally give her. So if you usually give her somebody 20, for her it'll give her like 10. So it would really still focus in on her still having to use the ultimate and keep the ultimate the same. Make it to where it has 3 charges, reduce the damage on it, and make it to where it's only used to farm those charges. That way you can get more attack speed from your passive. Make it balance out with it. That would have been something interesting. Because then it would have still been a DPS, but you would have seen her in a carry role. But a carry with a root and a massive slow. But it's still focused on autoing you down. That would have been so much better and more interactive than this. Because there's literally, even if this aspect was good, there's not a reason to use it. So, that's just my thoughts on the aspect and why I think it's bad. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about it. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all take care.